Thank you very much, Uncle Yoro, and thanks for having me in.
Our pleasure, sir. Now, there's a thing that I know you can help us clear. Apparently, the governor purportedly, gave an interview that we have seen is being interpreted not necessarily in a favorable light to the good people of Benue State. So the thing to do is to ask you to please state and clarify what the position is from the point of view of the government in Benue.
Yeah, thank you very much, Uncle Yori. Like you rightly stated, the governor gave an interview in the Vanguard on the 8th of June to mark his anniversary in office. But there were some statements in that interview that we see that we need to clarify because as everyone is aware, my principal is the leader of the party, and if there are informations that are going to demean the integrity of leaders of Benue, and then informations to misinform our people, it is our responsibility to clarify them because he has worked hard to be able to build the new Benue that we have today.
Okay.
Like the governor stated in the interview, the governor accused the stakeholders and members of his campaign team of asking him to embezzle money of the state so that he will not be able to pay salaries and pensions to the civil servants of Benue. And we saw that statement as quite unfair and a tissue of lie. Has not been asked by anyone in the party, not on his campaign team, not any stakeholders of Benue State, to bring public monies for them to share. And it's quite unfortunate because even the civil servants and pensions he's talking about, he has been unable to pay their arrears, which was the issue by the time he was coming in. Because if you recall very well, since the President Bola Asuaju Tinubu came into office, the allocations to every state has quadrupled. And so if you are paying salaries on the same template that the immediate past administration have left, and your allocation to the state has increased by 4/4, it's quite unfortunate that he is appalling himself of paying salaries instead of the arrears being owed. If we look at our neighboring states of Taraba, Plateau, Cross River, and the rest, even Osun State, they have cleared all the arrears that they met on ground because of their improvement in allocations. So if someone is claiming to have paid salaries and pensions, which has not been an issue again in Nigeria because every state is paying salaries and pensions at the moment. Some states have even gone ahead to increase their minimum wage. And so if you're on a minimum wage of 11,000 in Nigeria, and then you're clapping that you're paying salaries and pensions when others are clearing the arrears they made, it's quite strange. And then for you to go accusing our stakeholders, it's quite unfair, and we need to clarify this for the world to know that no stakeholder and nobody on the campaign train of His Excellency Governor Harrison earlier has ever asked him to share public funds that belong to the people of Benue. Rather, we've been praying for him to be able to sit up and work for the people of Benue so that they will appreciate the mandate that they gave to him. And so we needed to clarify that immediately. And also, the challenge we're having with our security that is being politicized by our governor always is quite worrisome to us because our people are being killed on a daily basis. Our people are being driven away from their ancestral homes on a daily basis. The IDP camps are no longer attended to by this government. And then every time he comes to public domain, he's always clapping hands for himself of what he has done in terms of security when we know that we have those challenges on ground. And then always comparing himself with the immediate past administration is strange because is it that the immediate past administration was enthusiastic, and then why did the people of Benue vote for him instead of going with the immediate past administration that has become a yardstick for him not to work for the people of Benue? So these things put together became quite worrisome to us, and we needed to clarify them because these misinformations gets to our people and they become misinformed and it becomes a source of worry to all the people of Benue. So was my responsibility to be able to clarify this, and that is what we are doing, Uncle Yori.
Okay. Now, the governor, for those who don't know, belongs to the APC. You know, he's an APC party. Now, all this campaign of calumny, if one were to go by the way you are stating it, you're putting it down to mischief makers from the opposition?
No. The issue is, if we look at the way the governor is going about his administration, he is more in the contest with the party that brought him to power. If you could recall, some time ago, the governor himself came up and accused National Assembly members who are members of his party that they wrote a letter and went to the border of Niger and Nigeria and dropped it there so that the Fulani people will come and occupy Benue. We challenged him to bring out that letter and bring proof that these National Assembly members have done that. And up to today, he has not been able to do that. And why did he do that? He did that because the senator representing the good people of Zone A, Senator Emmanuel Udende, at that time had moved a motion that his people are being killed on a daily basis. And so the Senate should be able to rise up and protect his people. And you saw what the Senate did at that time. They were able to confront the security forces to go to Benue Zone A and protect those people. And today, these tissue allies are also coming on the heels when the senator representing Zone B have raised a bill on the floor of the Senate that there should be a national open grazing prohibition law in this country to be able to regulate animal husbandry in this country. So at any time the National Assembly members try to represent our people well, we try to see reactions from the governor that are negative. He is always accusing them wrongly. And so we keep wondering what is wrong with the party that brought him to power. And so not that anybody is being an opposition to the governor, but we keep wondering why he himself is an opposition to the party that brought him into power.
Okay, I get it. Maybe indeed we'll get a call in from Benue State or from a stakeholder in Benue State in case they, have a perspective on it that they want to include in this particular conversation. But let me use the opportunity of where we've got to in this conversation and talk about the security in the state. What would be your assessment of the state of security in Benue State as we speak?
Well, Benue's security situation had improved at a point before His Excellency the Governor came in, because before His Excellency the Governor came in, cows were no longer roaming the streets of Benue, including even Makurdi, our neighborhoods, and everywhere, like the way they have been done today, because the open grazing prohibition law was in place and was being enforced by the immediate past administration. And so, today, if we go to Benue, Benue has become an open field for cows to graze openly as they want. There's no sanction on them. There's no enforcement of the law. Even at a point, there was a document that was flying that they were about to even repeal the law. And so, it became strange that the security of the state has been compromised. But this is the governor that before he came into office had promised even our IDPs that within 100 days, they are going to return back to their ancestral homes. He is going to secure Benue on a different strategy from what the immediate past administration was doing. We were all eyes and waiting to see how the strategy was going to work. This is 1 year going. The security situation in Benue is getting worse on a daily basis. In fact, Benue has turned into a field where it's no longer safe. The governor himself has to shut down the state by 10 p.m. because if you go to Benue now by 10 p.m., it's not possible for you to move up and down because the security situation is about to overwhelm the government. And so Benue closes by 10 p.m. That is to show you that the security in Benue is no longer guaranteed by anyone, and that is why we're in a curfew of 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. in Benue State. So it's quite sad that we found ourselves in that situation, and we are hoping and praying that we are going to overcome that in the shortest possible time, because the stakeholders are putting their heads together. That is why you can see the efforts that is coming from the National Assembly members. They are doing everything possible to make sure that our people are secured.
Okay, because as you just indicated, that's an unsatisfactory state of affairs. The state shutting down, as you put it, around 10 p.m. in the interest of safety. Because I was going to ask, so what are the stakeholders saying about this? This is an unsatisfactory state of affairs. As you yourself said, there are laws on ground preventing this whole matter of open grazing. And you just said earlier that the law is observed in its breach more than anything else. So what is the explanation for this situation? We know, of course, that not all are in favor of the law. Even as we speak, there are conversations going on in the National Assembly regarding a law that has been put forward proposing that the kind of law that they have in Benue will be extended to other states. There's a big conversation going on that. So maybe I should ask you, give me your sense of why the stakeholders are standing for it, especially an open disregard for the law, as you said.
Well, thank you very much for that question. Like I said, the stakeholders, those that are in the National Assembly, are making efforts within the law to be able to mobilize the security forces at the center and also propose bills that are going to end this crisis once and for all. This issue of open grazing and crisis between farmers and herders is not just an issue of Benue, it's all over this country, and that is why the senator representing the good people of Zone B, Dr. Titus Nizam, was able to propose that bill so that as a country, let's come together and be able to end this crisis once and for all. It is modern practice that all animal husbandry have to be ranced, and that is where you can be able to get good output and productivity from these animals. And if you go to other countries, even smaller countries like Botswana, you realize that most of these animals are ranced, and that is why they have been able to export good milk to enhance their economy. And that is what we are looking after here. These pastoralists we are talking about are people that are going through a lot of hazards. These are people that complain about snake bites in the forest. These are people that complain about people attacking them and rustling their cows in our forest. And so if there is a solution that will be able to bring these people out of these hazards and be able to put them in a place where even government can be able to assist them, monitor these animals, look at their health properly for them to be healthy enough for consumption and XYZ, I think is what all Nigerians need to embrace. The clauses in the bill that are a source of concern that people are raising, this is the bill for all Nigerians, and we are going to contribute through public hearing and the rest of it to be able to make it a law that is acceptable by all Nigerians. And so it's not a law that is going to be forced on people. It's a law that we are all going to contribute to make sure that this law is satisfactory to us, and this law is going to be beneficiary to us, and our own brothers that are in this business are going to have a better deal at the end of the day.
Okay. Let me take it from Peter, who has called in from Makurdi. Good morning, Peter.
Yes, sir. Yeah, good morning, everybody there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sir. I'm so very happy that I can be able to witness your program this morning. Believe me, what is happening in Makurdi here right now, in Benue at large, honestly speaking, is uncalled for. You cannot walk a kilometer away from Makurdi town. Anything from 7:30 p.m. in the evening, you cannot move away 1 kilometer from inside Makurdi town. Even inside Makurdi himself, kidnappers who came to Makurdi and kidnap people go freely. Upon all the barracks we have within the Makurdi metropolis there, nothing can be done. Nobody now have a free movement right now, I'm telling you right now. I'm never talking about some local government like local government and Nakaka government there. Those houses, you cannot go there right now, something. And those areas is a half Benue where you can be able to get food products like yam and other type of cereals like grains from there. No road. And the governors always concentrate on only one side, like Bandikia. So what this man was saying there, the man was right. Honestly speaking, he was totally right. The government is not trying at all. Anything pertaining to security is uncalled for. Nothing like security in Benue State at large. And government is only one-sided, only just one-man business. If you can take appointment that this man is giving, you only give appointment to whoever he chooses. If you come to Benue now, unemployment is one of the best, is one of the highest rates in the whole population of Nigeria right now. You can see our girls are being trafficking, xenophobic, are being trafficking. I personally rescued a girl from Lagos State, Benue, last month. 2 girls. Because of what? No employment, no job, nothing. And instead of these people to unite and then make sure that they keep the youth as a good, with a good moral.
Well, thank you very much for calling in, Peter. It's a depressing kind of a report, but then you are on ground and you are telling us your experience as if, our guest, Mr. Kuanum, you haven't stated it. Somebody on ground has now spoken about it as well. So I imagine there might be many more people that could also testify to this. It doesn't look like the security there is great. The question is, as you said, Terrence, the authorities are seeking ways to work with the federal government to see what can be done to get more authority into the place. Let me just put it like that, so that laws cannot be flouted at will, and so that the law can be defended. If there's a law on the ground, then there are those whose responsibility it is to uphold the law. But from what Peter just said, and also I could discern from what you had said earlier, people are just doing what they like, and it looks like there's nobody to question them. And they actually, I got the impression that Peter didn't need to specifically state so, but he was saying that the governor, at the very least, could be said to be looking away from these situations.
Thank you so much, Uncle Yori. It's quite correct what he just said, because it's unfortunate. Look, if we shut down a city because of security situations by 10 p.m., you know that a lot of people are going to lose jobs, because the whole entertainment industry has been shut down in Benue. And you know what we are losing there in terms of security, in terms of unemployment, in terms of even the economy of the state is totally in shambles with these decisions because of the insecurity that we have on ground. Now, the sad thing is that anytime the governor goes out to discuss these things, he paints a picture as if he has been able to secure the state, which he has not. And then, secondly, what is even worrisome is that the logistics he's supposed to deploy to the security people that have been deployed from the federal government to assist in the state, he's not doing it. Since for 1 year running, this man has not been able to buy any logistic vehicle to any security, and I'm sure he's not giving any assistance to the security agencies that are in Benue. And that is what we've been confronted with this. We know exactly what the immediate past governor was doing to the security agencies in Benue, and why we could go to bed and close our eyes and sleep, because Benue was secured. At least, we were even trying to take our people back to their ancestral homes. It was just for the military to be able to clear those areas until this election came, and this man came in 1 year ago. Every place has been turned around. We cannot be able to move in our state freely. People come within, a school within Makurdi, the capital of Makurdi, was shut down because terrorists invaded the school. The immediate past chief of staff to the governor was kidnapped. The wife was kidnapped right in his presence within the city of Makurdi.
It's a very
kidnappings I'm talking about are in the capital city. It's not even in the outskirts. So it's quite it's a sad situation that we have on ground, and we want the governor to confront these decisions as the chief security of the state, who is receiving security votes from government on a monthly basis, who has all the resources to be able to protect the people of Benue.
Okay, sir. Let me just say at this point that His Excellency, the Governor, Hyacinth Alia, if he's hearing this or his men are hearing this, they have a right of response if they care to take it up. So we'd like to hear from them too what they want to say on this situation that is being discussed here. Now, Samuel has called in from Jos. Good morning, Samuel.
Yes, sir, Uncle Yori. Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling in, sir. Good morning.
And I want to thank my uncle there in the studio.
Okay. That is
You see,
Terrence
Uncle
Kuanum.
It's quite unfortunate what is happening in Benue State. That is where I came from.
Please go ahead. Samuel, please continue. Oh, it looks like the call dropped. Well, Samuel had wanted to contribute to the conversation because it's his home state. And as had been said earlier by Peter, no. Aha, Samuel, okay, you're back on. Continue, please.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
What is happening in Benue State is pure godfatherism. And I wish those people can be able to learn from President Tinubu. When Gabriel Susan took over, it was the same issues. This person, Governor Otom, the same issues. Now we have Reverend Father Adasu, Reverend Father Alia, the same issues. Benue State, what we used to know Benue for, food basket of the nation. Look at, we have fruits. We don't have any tangible development in Benue State. No single company that is even operating in the talk of even fruits. You know the thousands of oranges that have been moving out of Benue. We don't have factories to produce. We are tired of all these things. Those that are behind what we need in Benue State today is development. Enough of all those things.
Okay.
If this man is there to work, they should allow him to work. If he's not doing to do work.
Well, thank you very much. Samuel, thank you very much for calling in from Jos and fleshing out the report. At least we've heard in the short time that we have on this segment, we've heard from two people that are stakeholders in the sense that they're citizens of the state and are very unhappy with the state of affairs. And just to say again that His Excellency Governor Hyacinth Alia, who heads up the administration in Benue State, we'd like to hear from him or his Commissioner for Information or whoever, anybody who can speak for that side as well to what is purportedly a seriously untoward state of affairs as regards the security in Benue State. Terrence, my brother, we've run out of time, but thank you very much for bringing this to a more general attention. It's not everybody that knew that the situation was as serious, shall we say. But we'll wait to hear from Government House in Benue State. I want to thank you very much, Terrence Kuanum, Special Advisor to the SGF on Public Affairs, for coming on our program this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ray. I appreciate it.
Okay then. Okay. So